Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. Today I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful wine bottle holder using supplies from our sponsor Paper Mart. You can find them online at www.papermart.com. We're going to use their shipping tags, which are one of my favorite surfaces to stamp on, and we're going to use their muslin drawstring bags. The one I'm using here has a gusset on the bottom, which is going to make it perfect for the wine bottles, but you can also use some of their flat tote bags. They are very high quality. You can see how well they're made, how easily they open and close, and they just have a huge variety. It's perfect for making little tote bags for party favors or summer camps, for the kids to bring their stuff to and from. Honestly, you'll find a ton of uses for these beautiful bags. So the first thing we're going to do is the tag, because it's a little less messy, and once I start making the bag, it's going to make my table pretty messy. So we're going to start with this, and I'm going to use stamps by the company Rubbernecker, but you can use whatever you like, and I'm going to use some waterproof black ink, and this is Archival by Ranger, and I'm going to start by stamping this outline right here on the tag. It's okay if you want to go off the edge, sometimes that looks kind of nice. And then this type of stamp allows you to build up kind of like a picture without much work, which is really nice. So I'm going to use a little yellow and red ink to color my poppies. You can use markers to ink your stamps up. You can use ink pads. It really doesn't matter. Even like Crayola markers will work for this, but I've got the pads right here, so it's a little bit quicker. So I've got two colors on the stamp, so it's going to give me like a two-colored flower there, and it looks like watercolor, which I love. I'm going to do a little green on the grasses here, and really it's very simple, and I like that. And to make it so the tag stands out when I have it on the bag, I'm going to do a little inking of the edges, and I've got my little handmade daubers. We made those in a video, oh my goodness, it was probably like 2 years ago, a Paper Mart video. I used the caps that came from the sprayer bottles that came with them, and I was able to make all these wonderful little ink blenders. So I'm just going to give them a little bit of a blue ink around here up towards the top, and a little bit of green on the bottom to kind of be like sky and grass. And I'm not being too fussy with it because I want it to look very very light and easy and watercolorish. So there's my tag. I do want to add a little bit of I want to add some of the script, because I do have that on the bag, and it's nice to tie in your tag in your bag. It makes for a custom gift. And the other cool thing, even if you give this away and somebody wants to re-gift the bag, they can keep the tag as like a kind of like a little keepsake or a bookmark. It's so pretty. And then I'm using a piece of baker's twine, also from Paper Mart. I love their baker's twine. It's so pretty, and it's so much less than getting it at the craft store. You get a 200 or 240 yard spool. Don't quote me, it's either 200 or 240 yards, and it's like, oh, I don't know, between $8 and $10 depending on how much you order. So you always pay less if you're ordering more stuff. So there, we're going to be adding that to the bag after it's dry. Alright, so now I just need to move some stuff away so I can make room for the gift bag. Alright, I've got my table cleared off. What we're going to use for stamping on our muslin is, again, the archival ink, because it is waterproof. You could use, if you didn't have this ink, you could use acrylic paint or fabric paint. You just want to put it on like a makeup sponge and kind of dab it on, or dab it on with a foam brush. I do find that bold stamps like this work the best, because you don't have a lot of details to try to transfer onto the muslin. The muslin is a fairly smooth fabric, but it's not as smooth as paper. So I'm also using a curved stamp block because it helps those types of stamps stamp better. And I am going to press this I'm going to press this harder than I normally would have to on paper, because I want to make sure I'm transferring that ink. There, I got a decent impression there. If you want a darker impression, then use acrylic paint or fabric paint. And it wouldn't be a bad idea to iron this after it's all dry, because that will help set the ink. So if something happens, or if someone decides they want to wash it, it'll hold up. There we go. And I want to put, there's a cute little flourish on there I want to add as well. Kind of like add it like a stem. These jumbo stamps are by Stampendous. And this is kind of cool. I just got this at the stamp show last weekend. I like it because it's got little stencils, little templates with it, so it's going to make our job really quick and easy today. Alright, I like the way that looks. Now, with those stamps, came these little masks. But if you don't have these, simply stamp your image on a thick piece of cardstock and then just cut it out with an X-Acto knife and you can make your own stamp. So what I need to do, and I wrote up on this because it's clear and I kept losing it. I kept setting it down in my messy craft room and then it's like, where did I put that? I couldn't find it. So I decided I better write on them what side is up so that and then I can see it when when I'm losing everything. And I've just got this here so I can direct my spray a little bit. These are the spray inks that we made. Oh, I'll put a link underneath the video for that so you can check that out. But these are our homemade spray inks with our Paper Mart bottles. I just love them. They never clog. Even these ones with a mica in it, which are really nice. If you do have mica in your inks, if you kind of swish it back and forth rather than shaking it like up and down, it does keep it from clogging, which is nice. And since I have that flower masked off, it's not going to get on there. And I'm going to move this over here to this flower. And that the waterproof ink under there isn't smudging. It doesn't hurt if you want to give it like a little bit of, a little bit of time to dry. You're ironing over the ink before you spray over it, but it dries pretty quick, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. And just give it a little bit more ink over here. I love spray inks on the muslin. It has such a pretty look and it's so easy. And now I'm going to set this aside for the time being to dry. And then to do the flowers, I'm going to set the opposite part, the stencil part, right on top. And you don't have to worry so much about you can let that dry, but I don't think it's really that necessary. I'm going in with a little bit of yellow first, right in the center. The spray mists don't really like to be held down like that. I probably should have taped this to a board. It might have been a little easier to handle, but that's fine. I just tore a little rough circle out of a scrap of paper, and I'm going to put that down there as a mask, so when I spray my red, grab another, I'll grab this one right here. When I spray my red, I can kind of keep it from going where I don't want it. But, I mean, you could do a bunch of these for like a birthday party or housewarming gifts. Or, well, I was thinking, more of the tote bags for birthday party. But, you could see, you could really get a lot done quickly with this technique. I love those bags. They're so cute. And I love that they're inexpensive and there's a lot of sizes available. I'm just going to very gently move this over here and try not to get ink all over the place. Just got to work carefully. And I'm going to spray it the same way I did before. Okay, I got a little overspray, but I'm not going to worry about it. I actually think it kind of looks cool and adds to the piece. And then if you get too much ink anywhere, grab a paper towel. And you can simply blot off some and lighten it up. Like right over here, I got a little red in the middle, and I wasn't crazy about that. I can just kind of blot anywhere I have a big gob where I don't want it. So don't feel like you have to make it perfect. Really just have fun with it. Now to add a little bit more kind of texture and interest, I'm going to use this big text stamp, and I think it's by My Sentiments Exactly. It's a very old one. I would just look for some, big bold stamp for this. Any script would look really cool, or any sort of like calligraphy would look really neat too. See, that stamps really well, and just add that randomly a few times onto your piece here. I'll do a little bit down there too. And really, that's all there is to it. Let it dry. I like to just take it outside and set it upside down over like a bottle or a can, and just let the sun kind of heat set it and dry it for you. But it's very easy, and I'll show you how we add our tag on. Okay, so you've got your tag open just like you would. So I had to have it kind of long so that it would go around, and then you just wrap it around and you insert the end of the tag through your loop, just like that. And see, it can be taken off without having to undo it. So there you have it, a beautiful wine gift packaging idea that you can adapt to all kinds of different projects. Thank you so much for watching. Please check out our sponsor, Paper Mart. You can find them at www.papermart.com, where we make you look even better. Thanks so much, and don't forget to tell them Lindsay sent you. Happy crafting.